It is 35 degrees today. Now, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, alright? Most people look at these games and they say, oh, what's up with the graphics? You know, whoa, why is my FPS all bad? Oh, look at this duck, why he's so gay? You know, stuff like that. Hey, Baxter, what? But not me. You know what I see? I see an indoor track at the school, and I'm like, okay, you know what I'm gonna do? It's Samuel's gonna compare the track times of a person in a video game to world record holders in real life. Ka-chow! So first things first, you know what we gotta do? We gotta sort out how long is this track, because you know it's an indoor track, indoors in the school. You know, you gotta figure out how long's the track, because indoor tracks typically, you know, usually they only come in like Europe and America, and typically they're 300 or 200 meters. So, how long does it take to run around this thing? Well, funny you should ask. It's between 29 and 30 seconds. I couldn't really figure it out that consistently because I suck at doing really minute controls on the controller. So we're going to go with 29 and a half seconds. All right. It takes you 29 and a half seconds to run 200 meters in this game. Cool. What does that mean? Well, it means you kind of suck. But also, considering it's a video game and you don't slow down, you're kind of the greatest athlete of all time. But we'll get into that. All right. Something that may not be common knowledge is that, I mean, I don't know who you are, is that there is this organization called the IAAF, or the International Amateur Athletics Federation. And you know what they do? They govern all of athletics stuff everywhere. And you know what that means? Well, it doesn't actually directly mean this, but they have a scoring system for all times that anyone has ever done. Ever. They sort of have like a scoring system that goes from 1400, which is like the pinnacle of human performance, which is, you know, higher than world records. They need sort of like a peak performance. And then it goes all the way down to 0, which is like, you know, Joe Bloggs could do that. Most world records sit around like 1300, like between 1300, 1310, that sort of thing. We're gonna dive into, you know, the scores of your character in Pokemon, because it is kind of ridiculous. All right, let's get into this. We're gonna start with the 200 meters. The world record is 19.19 seconds, run by Usain Bolt. That's kind of nutty. That gives you a score of 1,351 points. I'm actually getting really hot in this. This is super uncomfortable. The women's world record, 21.34 seconds, set by Florence Griffith Joyner, also known as Flojo. That comes in at a time of the score of 1,308 points. Pretty good. And your character in Pokemon runs 200 meters in 29 and a half seconds, putting you at a score of 182. Oh boy, that is not great. It's not great at all. It's actually really bad. Okay? I could run that. I have run that. All the time. It's not hard. That's, you know, the lowest, you know, because you don't slow down, you have infinite stamina, you know, it's going to rise. And it's going to get a bit crazy, okay? So settle down. Settle down. Alright? 400 meters. World record held by Wade Van Niekerk at 43.03 seconds. Very good time at the 2016 Rio Olympic final. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. That comes in with a score of 1,321. You love to see it. It's pretty high up there. Good score. Good score. The women's world record, 47.6 seconds, score of 1,304, and that's performed by Marita Koch, all the way back in 1985. So that's interesting. And your time as a Pokemon player, 59 seconds. Pretty trash. I could still run better than that. 408 points. That puts you at. Alright, let's move on to the 800s. The 800s. World record for the men's. 1 minute 40.91. Held by David Rudisha at the 2012 Olympic final. Also a crazy race. How many points does that get him? 1,302. Not the best, alright? He kind of sucks. But he's also the greatest 800 meter runner of all time. So, you know, it is what it is. The women's? Oh boy. 1 minute 53.28, run by someone called Jarmila Kratochvlova. Jarmila Kratochvlova. That's it. That's perfect pronunciation. That gives you a score of 1,286 points. And in Pokemon, drum roll please. You run 1 minute 58 because, you know, it's 59 seconds times 2. And that's a score of 811. So, you know, you're getting up there. Almost an elite athlete. Alright, let's move on to the 1,500 meters. The men's world record, 3 minutes 26 flat by Hikam El Garouge, 1,303 points. And the women's, Kenzebi Baba, 3 minutes 50.07, which is 1,287 points. And this, whoa, the first time you actually beat a women's world record. The 1,500 meters in Pokemon, you run it in 3 minutes 41.25 seconds. And you get a score of 1,090. Nice. We're doing scores based off the men's, by the way, because, you know, that's just how it goes. The 3,000 meters. The world record for the men's, 7 minutes 20.67 seconds. Actually one of the craziest world records ever, held by Daniel Komen. He is an insane athlete, only competed for like 5 years, and he absolutely dominated the 3,000 meters. And you know what? He still holds the world record like 25 years later. Crazy stuff. 1,300 flat. The women's, 8 minutes 6 seconds 0.11, held by Wang Jungjia, if that's pronounced right. And that gives a score of 1,294 points. Pretty good. This is the first time that we approach a world record, okay? The men's, 7 minutes 20.67. In Pokemon, 7 minutes 22.5. Whoa! That would officially be the second fastest run of all time and put you at 1,288 points. Oh, thumbs up. Yeah. The 5,000 meters. The men's world record. 12 minutes 35.36 seconds, held by Joshua Cheptegei. 1,302 points. The women's world record, 14 minutes 6 seconds 0.62. 1,269 points. That is held by Letezen Betgidei. Flawless. But the Pokemon. This is the first world record that we get. If you want to run around the 200 meter track 100,000 times, or however many times in a 5K, what would it be, 25 times, you would finish it in 12 minutes and 17.5 seconds. Just a reminder, the men's world record is 12 minutes and 35 seconds. This would put the score at 1,371, which is higher than the 200 meter world record. I believe that would be the highest ever score. Okay, Usain Bolt, you're not as good as me, alright? I'm a gamer. Alright, Usain Bolt, you're not as good as me. Okay? You can run up and down the track all you want, but I'm a gamer, alright? Usain Bolt, I'm a gamer. I'm better than you, alright? Let's move on to the 10,000 meters. The world record, also held by Joshua Cheptegei, in 26 minutes and 11 seconds. You know, just 26:11, no decimals on that seconds, because he loves keeping it clean. And that puts us at a score of 1,307 points. Crazy. Also, the 10,000 meter world record by Letezhnebet Gidey again. 29 minutes and 1 second, 0.03. 1,303 points. And oh boy, this is when it starts to get interesting, alright? This is when it starts to get interesting because in Pokemon, you can run 10,000 meters in 24 minutes and 35 seconds. That's over 1.5 minutes quicker than any world record. Hooray! But it also means that it is literally off the charts. It is bigger than 1,400 points, which is the max. And what does that mean? That means I have to calculate how many points there is. How do you do that? Well, I noticed that every point went like 0.58 seconds, 0.59 seconds. So what does that mean? Every 2 points, since it was alternating that, every 2 points, that is 1.17 seconds. How many seconds are you ahead of the 1,400 points? Well, that is 40.44 seconds. Do you know what that means? Well, buckle up. Divide 40.44 by 1.7. It's like 38. 2 points per 1.17 seconds. Times 38.5 by 2. 1,400 plus 69. That's 1,469 points. How crazy is that? Never been done. Never will be done because that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. All right. All right. Next event, the half marathon. Who holds the world record for the half marathon, you may ask? Well, that's none other than Jacob Kiplimo. And he holds it in 57 minutes and 31 seconds. Kind of crazy. 1,289 points. Who holds the world record for the women's half marathon, you might be asking? Well, let me answer you that question real quick. All right, going for the three-peat. It's Letezhnebet Gidey again. In 1 hour, 2 minutes, and 52 seconds. And that is a score of 1,281. So, let's just recap. The men's world record, 57 minutes and 31 seconds. How quick do you think you can run a half marathon in Pokemon? I'll let you take your guesses real quick. Okay, we're done. 51 minutes and 51 seconds. All right, not even close. No one's even close. All right, we're 6 minutes ahead. It's how many minutes ahead of? It's 3 minutes and 10 seconds. Nope, 3 minutes and 4 seconds ahead of the 1,400 score, the pinnacle of achievement that the IAAF has set. And this means doing a bit of funky maths. You can tell that that is equal to 1,510 points. Whew! That is ridiculous. All right. Now, we've come to the final question. The most important question on everyone's lips. How fast can you run a marathon in Pokemon Scarlet Violet? Well, let me tell you first. Let me set the scene. A couple of months ago, the GOAT himself, Eliud Kipchoge, runs a marathon world record in 2 hours, 1 minute, and 9 seconds, breaking his previous world record by like a few seconds, 32 seconds or something. 30 seconds, something like that. That gives him a score of 1,312 points, which is crazy. Alright? Crazy. No one's gotten that high of a score since the 400 meters on this list. The women. Alright? The women. World record marathon by Bridget Kosgei in 2 hours, 14 minutes, and 4 seconds. Pretty good. What does that put her score at? 1,296 points. Pretty good. Alright? Pretty good. Okay, let me just set more of the scene. Okay? Eliud Kipchoge had this whole marathon a couple of years ago where he was the only one doing it. He had paces that would slot in and out every now and then. He was trying to break 2 hours, and he did it. Okay, he had this whole illegal race that was set up for him. It couldn't be an official world record. It was just to see if breaking 2 hours was even humanly possible, and he did it in 1 hour and 59 minutes and 40 seconds. Let's just say for a second that that would be the world record right now. How many points would he have? Good question. 1,338 points. Ridiculous. Ridiculous, okay? That is insane. But you know how fast you can run a marathon in Pokemon? You want to know how fast you can run a marathon? 1 hour, 43 minutes, and 43 seconds. Okay? It's insane. It's insane. How many points does that give you? 1,625 points. Alright? And I think that answers your question, Mr. President. That's how fast I can run a marathon.